stories yet unfold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. The grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, I usually say welcome to Cowboys Weekly, home of the Dallas Cowboys, on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. But tonight, it just feels a little fucking different. My name is Paul Spencer. Welcome to Cowboys Weekly on Out of the Box, which I feel like jumping in a box tonight, not on Out of the Box, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Well, where do we start, honestly? Where do we start? You know, the 1 o'clock games were incredible. You know, we watched the Eagles play. They look like crap in the first half. And then, you know, Howie Roseman goes out and gets another OC. They start throwing the ball downfield. They come back. They win the game. Special teams wins the game. Blocked by Jalen Carter. Runs it back. Eagles win. Eagles are 3-0. But doesn't do shit for the Dallas Cowboys. We come into the game 1-1 off a huge win last week against the Giants. But then we look back and say, damn, we look good, but it was the Giants, right? It was the freaking Giants. The Giants. So we go into this week, you know, the Bears give up 52 damn points to the Lions last week, who didn't look like the Lions in week 1 and 2. So we think we got a shot at this game here. Our defense sucks, okay? You know, we give up 37 points, 390 yards last week to Russell Wilson. We come into this game all banged up. Is Diggs playing? We don't know. Bland, we need you, baby. I brought out this jersey just for you, because we need you back, man. You're the only person that we have on defense. But looking at this game, Diggs is a little bit banged up, okay? He got burnt last week, you know, eyes in the backfield constantly, look like crap. Today, okay, he's playing. Maybe we got a shot. Elam gave up the big, couple big plays last week. Okay, Eberflus, you got to get it right. Right? You had 7 days to prepare for a Chicago Bears team that gave up 52 points last week. Caleb Williams, they showed you put pressure on him. He looks like a deer in headlights. You got to get to the QB. You got to get to him, right? Well, here we are, Sunday afternoon, and it's 8:13 my time on the East Coast, and well, I guess we got to talk about what the hell happened today. Hey, first and foremost, man, credit to the Chicago Bears, man. Credit to Chicago Bears, 31-14, winners tonight, But let's talk about some of the stats real quick. But before that, we got a couple comments real quick. Hey, listen, if you're watching on Twitter out there, double-click that that live button, comment, tell me we suck. I know we suck. We suck. Look, I'm the one that keeps it real no matter what we say. I'm not one of those, glass half full guys. We're okay. No, we ain't okay. We are not okay. As you see on the screen, how about them Cowboys? Well, we suck. Ain't that the truth? This defense sucks, which we're going to get to. My hashtag right there. If you like that hashtag, hit the damn heart button. Hit the like button. Agree with me if you love what it says. Fire Eberflus. But let's get to some of the comments real quick. Steve Laughlin, one of my good friends, he's one of our hosts of the Commander show that we have on here. Hey, you guys got the one with a backup. Congratulations, Steve. I was going to ask you on Tuesday, but I'll ask you now. It's only week 3. Were the Bears that good or the Cowboys that bad? Steve is a Commanders fan. He's the host of one of our shows on Tuesday night, 9:30. Check it out. NFC East War Room. I'm on there every week as the Cowboys rep. Steve will be on this week as the Commanders rep. Steve, I might be taking a sick day because I can't deal with what the hell's going on with the Cowboys. But to answer your question, Steve, you're right. It is week 3. It is week 3. Looking at week 1, Steve, it was a measuring stick. The Eagles were off rusty coming in. Super Bowl, raising the banner, dropping the banner, whatever you want to call it. We hung our own, but it's rust week 1. They look good. Defensive line held Barkley to 60 yards. Jalen Hurts 62 yards, leading rush on the ground. Devontae Smith had 2 catches. AJ only got 1. But they found a way to go in the game, of course. But going to week 2, you play the Giants. You're feeling kind of good, and all of a sudden, this week comes in. The Bears are a bad team. But give them credit. They won tonight. They found a way to win. They wrote the ship. Giving up 52 last week, only giving up 14 to a high-powered offense as well. I get that. The Bears, I don't want to say are elite. I don't say they're good. They could be good. They're futuristic good. But you know what? We suck. It's very simple, Steve. We suck. We suck. The offense is okay. I understand we lost CeeDee Lamb on a play, which I want to talk about as well in a minute. But your defense is so bad where Diggs shouldn't even be playing. If he's 80%, he's not even worth 40% on the field. Elam, a pickup from Buffalo. He sucks. Okay? Bridges. Our backups played better than him. Bridges and Greedy, they played better than our starters tonight. Hey, Bland, please, can you please just hurry up your progress and come back, baby? I bought this jersey 2 years ago when he came out of Fresno State. I was a believer, and I know what you are for this defense, so I'm rocking your jersey. I'm ready for you to come back. But, Steve, yeah, we suck. This Cowboys team is just so damn bad. And I haven't even really talked about the game yet, Steve. My blood pressure is through the roof. I don't even know anymore. I probably won't make it to week 17, honestly, Steve. I'm not looking forward to any more weeks coming up. But, Steve, guys, check out us on the NFC East War Room. I might not show up because I'm going to be definitely out of the box, but I'm going to be jumping in the box to hide. But, Steve, we're that bad, just to be honest with you. Well, congratulations to the Chicago Bears, man. You got won the game 31-14. I'm going to go on DraftKings next week, and I'm going to put a bet in for Caleb Williams being the MVP. Because I tell you what, man, weeks 1 and 2, the kid looked like a deer in headlights. Flores put the blitz on him in the 4th quarter, and he couldn't read anything. Well, next week he gets blown up by the Detroit Lions. Couldn't even score, 10 points basically. This week, my God, 19 for 28, 298 yards. 1, 2, 3, count them, 4. That's 4. 4 touchdowns today. Passer rating of 142.6. No sacks, no picks. Man, he looked good. On the run, no stupid mistakes. Ben Johnson, got in his ass and made him do the right decision tonight. Congratulations, Caleb Williams. But, moving forward, I do want to see a little bit more. You got a future there. But you got to prove a little bit more to me. But it's not about discrediting the Bears tonight. It's about this Dallas Cowboy team. DeAndre Swift, 13 carries, 33 yards. Not great. Dallas Cowboys 4-4 basically controlled the line there. Not a lot of sacks. Montague, 6 carries, 16 yards. Total, 29 carries, 87 yards. That's a win in my book. That front 4 was a win in my book. That's a win, okay? But then you move forward to the Chicago Bears wide receiving unit. Let's go back to the first drive of the game for Chicago Bears, okay? Let's talk about this. Diggs, we know you like playing off the ball. It could be third and 2. Diggs plays like it's 3rd and 12. Off the ball, 8 to 10 yards off the ball. Now I see why. Oh, my God. 3rd and 3. Diggs plays jam at the line. Jams the wide receiver. Jams Rome. Gets a little stick on him. Barely touches him. Diggs tries to make a return move. Falls to the ground. Slips. I get it. Players slip. I get that. But you know what? What happens in your secondary? Donovan Wilson. Hey, you see your man slip. You got it. You know Diggs. You've been playing with him for what, 5 years now? You know he bites on balls. He has his eyes in the backfield. You know he makes these stupid moves, reading the QB, and it gets burnt. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, why, if you're not the safety on top, why aren't you looking over there? You see he's burnt. That's your man to pick up, right? Rome beats him by 12 yards downfield. No safety play at all. 7-0 right away. Boom. Bomb. Caleb Williams, Rome Duzier. That's one, right? I'm just going to go through some of these, as they basically happen. Luther Burden, man, a guy that can stretch the field coming from from college. 3 catches, 101. The bomb of 65 yards. And that wasn't even the big one. Well, Romo Duzier, another high flyer. 3 catches, 62 yards, 1 touchdown. 7 targets. Well, DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. This is the linebacker game. You have a linebacker usually chips or comes out for a screen there. 3 catches for 45, 4 targets. Not bad. 1 long one, 41 yards. Talk about that play in a little bit as I remember that one. Colson Loveland, 1 catch for 31 yards. I definitely want to talk about that catch. So stay tuned. I am going to flip out about that catch. 1 catch for 31. We'll talk about that one. Zacchaeus, 3 catches, 24. DJ Moore, 4 for 21. Cole Kmet, 1 for 10. Kyle Montague, 1 for 4. 298 yards on 19 balls. Average 15.7. Well. Real quick, Steve says, Jerry, you usually use those Parsons draft to need your D to help be a long season for my friend. I agree. Here's the thing, Steve, real quick regarding that. A lot of people blame Parsons for this loss. It's not Parsons. Because you know what? Parsons will get pressure on the QB, but he can't play secondary for us, man. He can't. Green Bay Packers, who lost today on one hell of a field goal, a last-second field goal by the Browns. Congratulations. But here's the thing. Green Bay will know what that trade meant to them by the end of the playoffs. They'll know what Parsons means to them this year, playing $50 million a year. We won't know what this is until 2 years. We have 2 first-round picks for this. As it stands right now, hell, sitting at 1 and 2. Hell, Carolina won today. We should be in the top 8 at the NFL draft. That's going to be a top 8 pick. You better go out and find number 1. You have 2 first-round picks, okay? Packers are probably going to be between 24 to 30 for their draft pick. So then right there, number 1, you better go out and get a defensive end. Whoever the was, I'll be looking at that because we do a college football show every Friday night. I'm going to talk about this Friday on my show. Who's the best defensive ends coming out this year? Dallas goes and gets them. Your 25th pick, you better go out and get a corner because this corner team sucks. Diggs, you're overrated. You're overpaid since you got your contract. Get out of here. Jerry, you're an idiot for giving this guy the contract. Then an injury. He's not even what he is anymore. 1 good year, but he's a ball hawk who reads backfields and keeps his eyes back there. He's not a true corner. He's not. Doesn't fit this team. But you go out and get draft picks, Steve. Yes, it's going to be a long season this year. Our 2 draft picks better be compensated, for the defensive side of the ball. I don't think it's offensive side of the ball. We do need a couple players, maybe some depth move, but I don't think it's the offense right now, which we'll talk about. But, going to there right there, Chicago, their defense played lights out tonight, giving up 52 to the Lions tonight. They were coming in banged up. They had 2 corners out of the game. 2 corners, starting corners out of the game. We only had 1 out of the game, correct? But all guys played last week. The Bears lost 2 corners tonight. Tremaine Edwards, man, linebacker, 15 tackles, 6 solos, on the ball everywhere tonight. Noah Sewell, 11 tackles, 6 solos tonight. One guy that surprised the hell out of me, former Cowboy Nashawn Wright, who we cut. A third-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys. Cut him in his second year. Couldn't stick anybody. 9 tackles, 6 solos, 3 pass breakups. What in the hell happened here? When Nahshon Wright defends Pickens, Tolbert, Fournier, and even Ferguson on a pass breakup. Is it coaching? Is it fundamentals? Change of atmosphere? I don't know. Kevin Byard, 7 tackles, 5 solos. Nick McLeod, 5 tackles, 5 solos. That's insane. 5 tackles solos. That's playing corner. Tyreek Stevenson, man, head case. Played a great game tonight. Sticking Pickens pretty much all night. Pickens did go off a little bit, but hey, credit to Stevenson, man. Head case. We know how bad he could be, but 100% credit to the Chicago Bears, man. They give up 53. They only allow 14 to basically another high-powered offense. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But real quick, guys, I do want to talk about this Dallas Cowboy offense. Okay. Dak Prescott. Who do you blame? Who do you blame for this game? I just went on Facebook and wrote my little thing like I do every week. Here's my thing. Dak Prescott, 31 for 40, 251. 1 TD, 2 picks. The last one was a bad ball. I get that. You're looking for charity points. You're down 17, 14 points. It can be said there. Charity points, you throw the ball up. I get that. Not a bad day in the office, man. 31 for 40. I'm not going to blame Dak Prescott. I'm not, man. I'm not. Can't do it. Opening play, basically first drive, you lose CeeDee Lamb. Let's talk about that really quick. You have the highest targeted wide receiver in the NFL, averaging about 100 yards a game, especially off last week. This guy demands your team 4 quarters. He is your weapon. Javonte Williams has been looking good this season. 3 TDs in 2 weeks. We weren't sure about the running game coming into the season. Between him and Sanders, 4 TDs already in 2 weeks. Hell, last year, Dallas only had 5 touchdowns on the ground in 17 games last year. Where do you have 4? Running game's there. The offensive line's playing great. So what? So Schottenheimer. Why do we put CeeDee Lamb in the backfield? In a 12 personnel, 1 wide receiver, 2 tight ends. You're not going to run play action because you didn't show any window dressing already in the same formation. You hand the ball off to CD. He gets 3 yards on a basic, not even a toss, just a basic stretch play. Comes up with a hobbled ankle. It happens. I get that. I'm not blaming you for that. But why in the beginning of the game are we going gadget plays? Can I ask you that? Why? You need him 4 quarters to win a game. You ain't going to win a game without him. It shows. Number 1, strike 1. Why is CD in the backfield on a stretch play? What's the chance of it getting hurt? Hey, you know what? 90% no, 10% yes. It happens. I get that. But why put your best player in a position to do that? That's just like me saying, hey, you know what? Hey, you know what? It's first down here, our first drive here. We know we got Javonte Williams to run the ball. He's averaging 80 yards a carry, 3 TDs in 2 games right now. He's running the game here. Hey, Javonte, you know what? We're going to put Joe Milton in a quarterback, and what we're going to do is we're going to put Dak in a tailback here. We're going to give Dak the ball up the middle and run up the A-gap here for a couple of yards, see what he can do. Same situation. An idiot. Schottenheimer, I know you know better, man. Your dad was a hell of a coach. You've been around the NFL, man. You don't do shit like that, especially in the first series, man. You don't do that. Javonte Williams, I give credit to you, brother. 10 carries, 76 carries. Miles Sanders, 9 carries, 41. Turpin had 1 on a sweep, which was, okay, gadget play. I get that. You're going to throw him time to time. But Turpin's a little bit different story. Or run Lamb on a jet sweep. Ran Lamb on a flex all the way through. Different story, but not put him in the backfield, right? No fullback, 12 personnel, tight end he's running to the weak side, not the strong side. I don't get that. Turpin 1 for 4. 20 carries, 121 yards this team. Not bad, not bad. Not great. Not great. But you look at the stats there, you have to throw the ball. So I'm not going to down 20 carries. I'm not going down that because you're down the entire game. You got to throw the ball. You got to throw that ball 40 times. Should have been a lot more, honestly. I thought Dak at the end of the second quarter, he's going to throw up 50, 60 times this game. So that 20 for 121 doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Really doesn't. Well, let's talk about the wide receivers here. CeeDee Lamb, of course, no looks. 1 run. That's pretty much it, right? 1 run. Jake Ferguson, man, hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you. 13 balls. 13 out of 14 catches tonight. Nothing long. 12 yards was the longest one there. 82 yards, no TDs. Hell of a game, man. You know, I was listening to the announcers watching the game. You know, they referred to you as like Wes Walker when Tom Brady was talking about it. You came back in the game. You still caught one more ball after that. You gave everything you had. Credit to you, brother. Credit to you. You know, George Pickens, 9 targets, 5 catches, 68 yards. Yeah, he had 1 TD. But brother, you're playing on an audition a year this year. You got to catch the ball, man. The ball's in your hands. You got to catch the damn ball. That ball was 7 points right there, man, on a turnover. Ball's in your hands. You gotta grab that ball and hold that ball, man. You know, when CD goes out of the game, you call yourself in preseason OTAs is 1A, 1B, elite wide receiver combo. Brother, 5 catches ain't showing me. But I know you were double teamed out there, so I give you that little pass, honestly. I really do. But you gotta show me a little bit more, man. You got to show me a little bit more. You got to go in that huddle and say, or, you know, go to Shotty and say, hey, I can beat my guy downfield. You're playing against 3rd and 4th string backups, man. You got to show me something. You got to show me something, a leader. CD shows me that when he's in the game. He owns up to his mistakes. Next week, he came down, boom. Show me something. Show me something. You got to, man. Kavontae Turpin, man, one hell of a catch going down that downfield. I thought my man's shoulder was separated. 2 catches, 64, along with 37 down a sideline, basically in, you know, mop-up charity time there. But I give the kid credit, man. He jumped back up, take one play out, came back in, you know, wasn't looked at after that. 3 looks, 2 catches, 64. Tolbert, 3 for 24, not bad as the 4th wide receiver. They never look his way anyway, you know. 6 targets, 3 catches, 24 yards. Flournoy, 2 catches, 2 out of 3 there, 21 yards, not bad, not bad. Javonte Williams out of the backfield gave us 5 catches for 16, you know, 5 on 5 as a safety blanket. Miles Sanders, 3 for 12, 3 looks, 3 catches, 12 yards. Shoemaker, 3rd year in the league here, man. Shoemaker, all to me, is just a 12 personnel blocking guy. That's all he is, man. He coming out of Michigan, he was just a run blocker, not a hybrid, you know, tight end here. Just imagine if we had another tight end that could, you know, stretch the field a little bit. Be a lot better situation for us. 1 catch, 5 yards. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. But 121 yards on the ground. Prescott 275 through the air. Dallas's defense. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about Dallas's defense. This is where the game was lost for the Dallas Cowboys. If you're watching on Facebook, man, click that like button, hit that heart button as well. You're watching on Twitter, double click the live video. Click the video twice. Comment. Tell me we suck. Tell me we're great. Tell me everything's going to be okay, because I might check into AA tomorrow if I'm not here on Tuesday night for our MC East War Room. I don't know yet. Comment. Let me know what your thoughts, man. If I'm crazy, I'm crazy. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me. I keep it real. I don't lie. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'll tell you that 100%. I've been a Cowboys fan since 77 when I met Roger Staubach in Oxford, California with my dad. 7 years old, man. That's where I first met him. Since then, I've been a Cowboys fan. As you can see, everything in my room is Cowboys. Bland jersey. I have over 150 Cowboys jerseys. Still. Always love my team, but still. Keep it real. Okay. You know, the funny thing is our leading tackler tonight was Donovan Wilson. 7 tackles, 4 solo. But, you know, I call these coverage tackles because he only made 1 good play on a stop on Swift in the backfield, lost 2 yards. But the other 6 tackles that he had are coverage tackles, where the player gets in front of him downfield at least 10 yards and he makes a sack play in safety. Donovan Wilson used to come up to the box and make tackles. That was 3 years ago. Ever since then, he's been on an MIA milk carton. Can't do anything. Can't stick anybody. But here's what I want to talk about. Donovan Wilson, leading tackler tonight. 7 tackles, 4 solos, 1 pass breakup. Let's all give him a clap. Congratulations, Donovan Wilson. 1 pass breakup. Then he celebrates like he did something special. But let's go back to this play here. Donovan Wilson. It was 2nd and goal. I'm sorry, it was second and like 6. They were at the 13-yard line. Donovan Wilson's playing linebacker, basically covering a tight end, Loveland, or Cole Kmet. He's definitely on him. Nealon is a spy on Caleb Williams just in case they run the ball. You can see him clearly spying Caleb Williams. Donovan Wilson moves out to the crease right where Cole Kmet's at. Safety is all the way back, and that's Malik Hooker in the back of the end zone, just in case come creeping up. Donovan Wilson takes 2 steps toward the line of scrimmage, drops back 1 step. Cole Kmet creases his hand. Donovan Wilson looks into the gap where nobody's at for the Chicago Bears. He sees somebody running outside a running back. There was no running back in on the play. He ran to the opposite side. You guys remember when Sam Darnold was with the Jets on Monday Night Football? Forgot who he was playing. And he came off the bench and told one of the coaches, I see ghosts out there. They're moving so fast, I'm seeing ghosts out there. Donovan Wilson's seen a ghost player that didn't exist for the Chicago Bears. He didn't just see him. He saw him, and he moved forward where nobody was at. Cole Kmet just went right there wide open in the end zone, caught a ball. What was Donovan Wilson seeing? What was he seeing? First, a friend of mine said maybe he was the spy. He wasn't the spy. A spy is not going to play on the side boundaries where almost near the hash marks. A spy is going to be in the middle of the field, eye on Caleb Williams. Well, maybe he didn't understand the assignment. You're right. The assignment was stay on the tight end, Cole Kmet, coming out of there. They went 4 wide, brother. They went 4 wide. One job, stay on Cole Kmet. That was his one job. But his second job in his mind, he saw a ghost tailback, another wide receiver, coming behind the play because his eyes were on a player that didn't exist. Didn't exist. 7 points. I don't get it. Our leading tackler sees ghosts. 7 tackles, 4 solos. But why I call them coverage tackles? Because they're already 10 yards downfield. Make a tackle. Jack Sanborn. To me, he's a little bit too small for this game right now. He's a gap guy. That's why the running game didn't go great for the Chicago Bears. Now he fills gaps. Pass coverage, not the greatest. Not the greatest. He doesn't stay in contained lanes. He backs out when he's not supposed to. He can't pass off a motion guy coming across the middle. Doesn't do it. Kenneth Murray. Not going to think bad about Kenneth Murray. 6 tackles, 4 solos. Plays great games. He's our speed guy out there. He's our speed guy linebacker. Nothing you can say bad about him. You know, hey, he's a signal caller for the first time in his career. He's playing great. He's only one person. He has speed. You know, the only thing bad I can say about him, Caleb Williams didn't have a lot of runs tonight, but he stays in contained assignment. That's what he does. That's what's good about him. I'm gonna give him the pass, of course, because I know when our guy comes back, Overshown, when he comes back healthy, I'm okay with it. Because that linebacking core could be good. It really could. Here's where it gets interesting. I didn't see a sack tonight, guys. Didn't see a sack tonight. High paid defensive line. You know, of course, we're not paying Kenny Clark. Packers bought that. Odigizua, man, where you at? Sam Williams, where you at? 2 tackles. Damon Clark, 2 tackles. Solomon Thomas, depth guy, 1 tackle. Kenny Clark, I'm going to mention that name. Here we go. You ready? You ready? Kenny Clark. Looks great last week, you know, stopping that run week 1 against Dallas. Looks great, you know, looks pretty damn good. Hey, we got a sack out there. We got 1 last week. Well, guess what? 1 tackle tonight. 1 tackle tonight, man. But you know what? Hey, it is what it is because the wide receivers got downfield. When you have a bad secondary, you can get burnt. You can't put pressure on them. You stop the run 60 yards, 100 yards tonight, basically. But I'm okay with that. I don't need the sacks. I don't need the sacks when your back end should be good. But our back end's not. I need a little bit more. This is when Parsons would have been a little bit better out there, you know, going all the way out like that. But here's the thing. 1 Clark, Kenny, 1 sack, 1 tackle, Kenny, 1 tackle. That's it. 1 tackle. Reedy Stewart, man, a pickup that we had in OT off season here. He's only been with the team for 3 weeks. Picked him up a week before season 1. 6 tackles, 4 solo, 2 tackles for loss. Our fourth corner. I said 1, 2, 3, 4th corner on the depth chart. Played better than your starters tonight. Tadiki Bridges, another pickup. 1 week before the season starts. What'd he do? Hey, he played pretty good. 4 tackles, 3 solos, 1 pass breakup. Our 5th corner in the rotation. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm just going to let my cat out real quick because she's tired of hearing me scream real quick. Go. Yeah, that was my cat. You know, she's pissed off right now. She's a Cowboy fan too, and she says, I'm out of here. I'm going to go take a shit in my cat box, you know. But sorry about that. But Nealon, 3 tackles, 2 solos. James Houston, he needs a little more rotation, man. 9 plays tonight, 2 tackles, 1 solo. Well, can we talk about the corners now? I already mentioned our backups. Let's talk about our corners here. Trayvon Diggs, hey, 2 tackles, 2 solos. Great job. Great job. Elam, 2 tackles, 1 solo. You don't ask from your corners a lot for tackles. You know, there's a lot of coverage out there. You know, you basically get thrown to 9 times a game. Well, let's talk about Diggs, man. Diggs, I'm glad you got pulled out of the game, brother. You know, they showed you on the sidelines, you know, aching, hampering a hamstring, hampering a shoulder, hampering, you know, a damn quad. But I think what it was, Diggs, you were hampering a realization that you're not as good as you think you are. You are bad, man. You know, when you first came in the league out of Alabama, I was like, this kid might be pretty good. A couple good years, you know, 1 year, you were really good, man. You know, you're balling out, you got your contract. But then after that, all the tape was on you. You like looking in the backfield, man. You take chances. This isn't the team to take chances with on Dallas Cowboys secondary, man. Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker. They are not the guys that you take chances with in the back end of safety wise because they're not going to have your back, man. They're not. You got burnt. Not once, not twice, 3 times tonight. You got bad. You got beat. You got burnt. It was to the point of situation where, you know, I'm old school, man. I'm Japanese. My mom used to tell me when I got in trouble, Paul, go out there to a tree out in the backyard and get a branch, get a twig, bring it in because that's what I'm beating your ass with tonight. That's exactly what they did to Diggs tonight. Diggs got beat so bad. So bad. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, man. And you're one of the 6 highest paid corners in this league. Get rid of him. Cut him. Should have cut him this year. Would have saved you $9 million on the cap for next year. Coming even on this year, $7 million this year. Cut him. I know he has 1 year left. Cut him. Get rid of him. You went out and got Ravel, who's on IR, coming off an ACL injury. Hell, I bet he's still got to the ACL. He's in conditioning now. He'll be back week 5. I'm sorry, on IR. I think he'll be better than Diggs, honestly. I really do. It's bad when your leading corner, Jerome Bland, goes out on IR for week 5, and they have Diggs on the other side. So you step up as the one, as people assume on paper, but they're picking on you more than they're picking on our 3rd, 4th, and 5th corner. They're picking on you, Diggs. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Elam, same thing, man. Elam, you're a journeyman. You've been in this league for a while. You played in numerous defensive schemes, man. You played in Buffalo. You know the system, man. It's all about community there, you know, continuity. You play that position. You know this position. You get burnt. Bad. Not as bad as Diggs tonight. I'll give you that. But, man, bad ball. You can't play zone. And the worst thing with you, whenever there's motion on the opposite side of the ball, you cannot understand how they pick up a wide receiver coming in motion. You don't communicate with your back end of who you have, especially when they're running trips on the outside or a gun on the outside, which 2 wide receivers at the same time in the same position. You don't know how to communicate. Do I have the inside guy? Am I keeping the flat route? Am I keeping the boundary? Am I going on the go route? Who am I staying with? You are lost. You are lost. I live near Pittsburgh now. I used to live in Philadelphia for 30 years. Now I live, in a, I want to say like more of a wood, area now, but an hour from Pittsburgh. Never understood what deer in headlights meant. My God, if I watch the Dallas Cowboys, I see what a deer in headlight looks like. Our corners, our secondary, they're bad. Bad. Well, here we go. This is another bad situation here. Yeah, I was only going to go about 20 minutes, but man, it's so easy to rip the Cowboys tonight. Let's talk about our safeties, man. We already talked about Donovan Wilson. This son of a bitch is seeing ghosts. He's guarding either a wide receiver or a running back in the backfield when there was nobody there. And when I say guard, okay, I understand, like, okay, you look that way, you think you see something, you back out of it. Donovan Wilson seen it, thought it, double thought, and said, I see him. There was nobody there. He creased going forward still. I had to go back and look at my Facebook, Paul Spencer on Facebook. Look at that. I put a time caption up there. He's in press coverage looking at Cole Kmet. Boom. He's got him. Okay, we got the line of scrimmage. He's a hard hitter. He knows how to hit on him. Takes one step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, looks. Cole Kmet comes out. He puts a hand on Cole Kmet here like he has him. And then all of a sudden, the eyes turn to the left. I'm talking like straight forward. I'm not a math guy, guys, even though I'm Asian. I look forward, and he's boom, 15 degrees this side. I don't know if he was looking at like one of the coaches or he was hungry. The vendor guy was out there with a hot dog with some ketchup, mustard, relish, onions. I'm talking all fixings. His eyes were over there. Kept his eyes there. Cole Kmet just goes right outside. Safety's all the way on the other side, committing to the other side there. He's like, oh, that's not really a guy that I'm guarding. Let me turn around. Well, Cole Kmet's already 8 yards behind him. Puts his hands up for a walk-in touchdown, wide open. Then they show him, walking to the sideline, putting his hand on his head. Donovan Wilson, our secondary, a hard hitter. He reminds me of Roy Williams back in the day, Dallas Cowboy fans. A great hitter. Great hitter coming out of Texas. That's all he was a hitter. Couldn't stick you, but he could be sure to beat the hell out of you. He brought the wood and the stick to beat you. Donovan Wilson, same guy. Not all there. MIA milk carton, guys. Well, let's talk about another veteran, Malik Hooker. Let's talk about him. Got beat all night, guys. Got beat all night. All night got beat. You look at these tackles, 3 tackles as safety. I get that point. I get that. Donovan Wilson, 7 tackles, 4 solo. I get that. But their coverage tackles is all they are. Down the line. You look at their correspondence on the tackles. Each one was at least 13 yards downfield where they made the tackles. Malik Hooker, another guy. Veteran guy that's been in this league for a while. Knows right from wrong. Fundamental situation of football. Let's talk about this. The one play that sticks in my mind. Fourth quarter. Dallas is still in this game, man. They're still in this game. You know what I mean? Still in this game. Down, I believe, 10 points a point. Dallas is still in the game. We know they can score. But the way it looked tonight, well, we didn't think that. But you're down. It's 4th and 8. 4th and goal, man. 4th and goal. Give credit to Ben Johnson. I'm going to put the dagger in the Dallas Cowboys right now. I'm going for it. 4th and 8. 4th and 8. Get the ball back to Dak. You know what he can do. Maybe he can get the ball downfield, get a quick score, under 3 minutes here. Hold him because we had 3 timeouts at the point. 2-minute warning, get a stop, come back down. We got Aubrey. That's a 10-point swing right there, right? We seen it last week. We know we can do it. But give credit to Ben Johnson. 4th and 8. 4th and goal, as a matter of fact. Calls timeout, goes for it. Malik Hooker. Now, it's 4th and 8, guys. Can't get a first down. Can't get a first down, right? Don't let anything behind you. 4th and 8. Well, Malik Hooker's playing at the 1-yard line. Donovan Wilson's playing at the 1-yard line. 2 wide receivers get behind you on 4th and 8. Wide open. 3 down linemen. That means what? Between linebackers and DBs, that's 8 total on this play. To me, now, I've coached football. I usually coach offense, but I'm no idiot. To me, 3 rushers, 1 linebacker becomes a spy in the middle of the field. And that was Kenneth Murray. In the middle of the field, just watching Caleb Williams. I know you're not going to get any, pass rush. I know that. So then you have 7 DBs. That's three rushers, 1 spy. That's 4. Football has 11 guys, right? So you have 2 linebackers and 5 DBs in this game. At that point, what you're doing is you're playing a quarter 4, man. Everything in the end zone's covered. Everything on the line of scrimmage is covered. That's goal line. Goal line by line of scrimmage. Nothing gets behind you. How do 2 wide receivers get behind you wide open? Why is your safeties playing up on pretty much with like the 1 yard line, 2 yard line area, and looking at the ball, watching the QB? Number 1, 2 things when you're playing that kind of coverage. Your backs are never shown to the quarterback when a wide receiver goes. You're always hands on the wide receiver, checking him in, especially in his zone. He goes through, you pass off. Pass off wasn't the explanation here. Wide open in the end zone, man. Wide open. Safety play is just all around bad for this Dallas Cowboy team. But a loss is a loss, man. 31-14. I get all that. I get that. But who do you blame? The only thing I complain about Schottenheimer was a couple bogus play calls, gadget plays. I get, a CD Lamb in motion, a sweep off the edge there, a little handoff play. I get something like that. Turpin, I get that once in a while. You can't not get, look at his speed. You have to. A jet sweep's perfectly fine for Turpin. Even a pick and something like that, a couple bubbles out there, man on man, you're going to get yak yards with these wide receivers. CD, Pickens, you're going to get these yak yards. But putting CD Lamb in the backfield on the first drive, man, in a 12 personnel and you run to the weak side him, no blocks, just one-on-one. And I get it, man. I get it. What's the odds of it happening, Paul? Twist his ankle. I get that, man. I get that. But you don't put players in situations like that when he is a franchise guy, man. He is one elite player on the NFL on the offside side of the ball. You don't do that, man. And I know you're not going to understand, okay, he's going to get hurt. We can't look at that, yes or no. I get that point. But don't put him in bad situations where you look for something bad that could happen. You don't do that. Defense side of the ball, all you guys tonight, man. All you guys tonight. And like I said, I don't blame this offense. Putting up 14 points, I get that. When your offense sputters, man, you got to have that opposite side of the ball, the defense. One drive by the Chicago Bears in the fourth quarter. 9 minutes and 48 seconds. 9 minutes and 48 seconds. One drive. What's that do to a defense that's getting burnt all night long with your 2 starting corners out of the game? It drains you, man. It drains you. This defense doesn't have rotation as it is. Your front 4 doesn't get pressure. They don't. Juanye Thomas had to come in. Sam Williams played an entire game. Houston had to come in. It's just bad when you don't have depth rotation to get you tired. And the Bears kept you on the field. They kept moving. They didn't substitute that last drive because Ben Johnson finally said, hey, you know what? I'm burning this team. I'm just going to drive down the clock and play time management. I already got the game. They're tired. I can move the ball. My philosophy when I coach is if I want to run time management, as in the NFL, you get 4 downs per set, right? 3 times 4 is 12. All I need is 4 yards per carry. That's a first down, move the sticks. Time continues. That's what Ben Johnson did. He didn't substitute. He kept the same players out there. Ran a flip this way. Ran a flip. Ran it this way. One kill play, Just like Dak Prescott tonight. You heard the word spam. We're good. Spam. Spam can mean anything out there. It's just the code word of what you're running. A lot of times when I used to run, I run a thing called Eagle One. That means to flip the script on the other side. Flip it. The next play I come back Commander One. Something like that. Because I'm an MC's guy. But the defense, man. They were gassed. Secondary. Diggs. Wow. Elam. Wow. Donovan Wilson. Wow. He needs to write a book. He needs to really write a book, man. If I was one of the media guys, the media guys in the world are too soft, man. I would love to be a media guy, to go to this press conference and Have Donovan Wilson up there and say, hey, Donovan, on that play, man, 2nd and 13 here, when you're in coverage on the tight end Cole Kmet, you weren't passing off because your safety was on the opposite side running on the 12 on the double guns on the outside. It was just you and Elam on the outside here. He had the outside guy, the Z wide receiver. You had the slot guy, the tight end Cole Kmet. Why did you touch him knowing that there was no safety? And what did you see on the Bears sideline? What did you see over there? Did you see a player like jump out and just wave to you? Was your mom had a sign up there that says, come on, baby, get the pick? What did you see? That would be my question, because I would just come out and say, hey, Donovan, during that play there, what did you see? What made you force your eyes to a 15-degree to the opposite direction? There was nobody there. What did you see in that situation? Did you see a guy come through the motion? What did you see? I would have loved to hear that. The media, to me, doesn't ask the right questions. I'm a fan, man. I've been a fan for 40 damn years. I want to know. We haven't been relevant since 96, man. 96. The fans deserve better. The league deserves better. We all deserve better. You're making millions and millions of dollars, and you're seeing ghosts, man. What did you see on that play? Your hands are on Cole Kmet. Nobody is behind you. Caleb Williams is still in the middle of the field. And what do? You turn 15 degrees and look the opposite way in nobody's vision. And you looked and looked and looked and stared. Cole Kmet runs right by when the safety is on the opposite side of the field. And then you say, oh, shit. You turn around. He's got the ball right here in his hand looking in the end zone. Touchdown. What did you see? The media has to ask the right questions to these players, man. Hold them accountable. Coaches, hold them accountable. To me, if I'm a coach, I'm sending him up to the press conference. Let him face what people see. Let people see what he says. Hear what he says. Hold these players accountable. Diggs, why you never play press coverage, and the one time you play press coverage at the line of scrimmage on Roma Duzier, you put one hand on him, you whiff it, you try to recover, you slip on the ground. Yeah, I slipped. It was a bad read on that play. I get that. But do you have confidence in your safeties, Donovan Wilson, that's going to have your back, or Malik Hooker? Put them in that situation where they hold each other accountable. Hold players accountable. This is embarrassing. If I don't show up to work, why didn't you show up to work? I overslept. Got to hold you accountability. Sign that piece of paper. Hold them accountable, man. Hold them accountable. Holding people accountable makes you better in the long run. Look at your backups, man. Jaziki Bridges. Freddie Stewart. No preseason action. Signed 1 week before the preseason opening game of the week. They're out playing your starters right now, minus this guy right here. Deron Bland, please, man, hurry up and get back, brother. I mean, I know you're not going to make the biggest difference out there being one guy on an island out there, but at least maybe we can put, Donovan Wilson, Malik Hooker, and in Elam on one side of the field and just let you run man on man, whoever you're guarding, control that side of the field. I'm good with that. Went out and bought this jersey the year you came out of Fresno State because I knew you were going to be something. I watch a lot of college football. And guys, if you like college football, Friday night college football frenzy, check me out. Me and Eddie do a great show there. So if you're a fan, let me know. Hop in there and check us out. But Schottenheimer, you can't blame him, right? Teams bought into his system, but, the right players, the right situation, right timing, right depth chart. It's something you can't do. You don't have the team to do it. Offense side of the ball, hey, listen, offense didn't give up a lot tonight. I mean, points-wise, 31 points. I get that. But that's all secondary play. That's defensive play there. Dak Prescott had an okay game, accurate, 2 bad picks. I get that. Pickens, you got to be in the more manning of the ball, man. You got to be that 1A1 receiver and 1B receiver, like you said in preseason, OTAs, game 1, game 2. You got to show me your elite status. You got to demand the ball. You got to go to the OC shot and say, hey, I know I can beat these guys. I know I can beat them. Stevenson put you in check tonight. Jalen Johnson's out tonight. They put you in check tonight, man. You got to be better, man. You got to demand the ball. Ferguson, kudos, brother. 13 catches tonight. Hell of a game. Career game, man. Hell of a game. You put the team on your back. Situations. You did. Tolbert, a couple of nice catches. Fournier, a couple of catches. Williams out of the backfield. Running game. Hey, you can't ask for more, man. A lot of people say, "Oh, the running game didn't suffice tonight." Man, you're down. You're down 15 points, man. You're going to throwing the ball. Running's not going to keep you in the game here. Your defense can't make a stop. You're not going 3 out on defense here. They're going to drain the clock. The last drive, 8 minutes and almost 50 seconds by the Chicago Bears. They're running the ball. They're draining the clock out. Your defense couldn't stock anything, man. They couldn't catch a cold tonight. That's how bad it was. Which leads me to my final thing really quick, guys. Matt Eberflus. Well, Matt Eberflus. Do we give him a pass? Do we say, hey, you know what? Diggs is banged up. We trade Parsons. Jerome Bland's on the shelf. Overshown, our franchise linebacker. Could be all world, all pro. He's on the shelf, coming off the horrific injury he had last year. Not a lot of depth, man. Do we give Eberflus a pass? Well, here's the thing. Let's go back to week 1, Eagles. Wow, man, Eberflus's defense looks pretty solid here, man. Diggs, man, he looks pretty good. No Bland, we're looking good. Playing really great here. Malik Hooker's playing good. Donovan Wilson's playing good. Linebackers are getting pressure. Saquon Barkley, 60 yards. Jalen Hurts, 62 yards. Quarterback being the leading wide receiver. A.J. Brown, 1 catch. Devontae Smith, 3 catches. We barely lost the game to the defending Super Bowl champs at the link. Super Bowl banners being raised or drops, whatever you want to call it. Opening night, Thursday Night Football. All eyes on you. Coming off the Parsons trade. We played great. Eberflus. Hey, your defense looks so good. Week 1's a preseason game, guys. None of the Eagles played. None of the Cowboys played. It showed you 7 straight drives in the first half scoring. Then it started to change, flip the script there. Defense showed out. Give credit to him first week, man, but it's very vanilla and just feeling each other's out. Who has the better roster? Who's going to show you more? The Eagles did. They found a way to win, right? Week 2, Giants, division game, back-to-back division games, man. We all know that game, a shootout. 37-40. Eberflus, your defense looks like shit. Offense, man, damn, Shoddy, you can run the ball, you can throw the ball, man. Javonte Williams, 2 TDs, Miles 1. We look good. Looking good. Or Javonte Williams, one touchdown last week. Miles 1. We look good throwing that ball. Offensive line look good. Look great. But the defense, 37 points, man. 390 yards by Russell Wilson. Elam, you got burnt by Wan'Dale Robinson. You got burnt by Malik Neighbors. Even Darius Slayton beat you. Diggs, I'm not going to let you off the hook either, man. Oh, my God. You got beat not once, not twice, but let's talk maybe 3 times. 3 times a charm. 3rd time was a charm, man. Malik Neighbors, man. Donovan Wilson, I ain't letting you off either, brother. That one play down the middle of the stretch field there, the tie to them, so they take the lead with, a minute to go. You let Wan'Dale Robinson, Malik Neighbors get behind you. You're a safety, man. You never let him get behind you on a burnt, right? He got behind you in the end zone. Then you smacked him in the face. Either way, it was a 1st and goal from the 1 because contact to the head, man. But then you move forward to this week. Hey, Eberflus can't be this bad, man. We're going to right the ship, man. Damn, Chicago gave up 52 points last week. Our offense is good. You made Caleb Williams look like a freaking all-pro quarterback, man. Romo Doozy in his 2nd year, man, looked insane. Burden, a high-profile draft pick. He looked like an all-pro today. Okay, you shut down the running game pretty damn good. But your secondary is pretty damn bad, man. Don't play zone because you can't pass off anybody wide receivers in a zone. You can't play man because you get beat. Eberflus, you better do something on his defense side of the ball. You really should. And Jerry, this falls on you too, man. You go into the first season in NFL franchise with money to spend in the offseason, man. Every year, the last 3 years, why can't the Dallas Cowboys sign this player? Well, 2 years ago, we had $6 million going into the cap. Last year, we had $6 million going into the cap to sign a player. This year, you had $52 million in salary cap money. What did you sign this year in the offseason for me? You got one hell of a bargain player in Javonte Williams on a 1-year deal. You better sign him because he's shown you that he could be your bell cow. He can. Pickens, basically a bag of peanuts you gave up because they didn't want him anymore. What if he balls out, Jerry? CD, $35 million. Pickens is going to demand 25, probably to 30 next year if he balls out. But what did you get me in the offseason this year? You got me what? A Kamir Elam. One hell of a scrub. So, Jerry, this falls on you too, brother. And I get you're signing good players out there to keep our situational depth chart going. Ferguson, you got one. Bland was a great thing. The offensive line we got to get. Smith, asset, boom, great. I want to sign these players up. But, Jerry, you got to go out and you don't play for the future. You got to give us something that we want to do this year. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll always be a Cowboy fan for the rest of my life, and I don't know how long I'm going to have, but we're so irrelevant, man. And it shows every week. We deserve better. I want to say Cowboys fans out there deserve better. That's the thing. We are America's team, but what does America's team mean to you? To me, it means, being irrelevant, winning out and winning Super Bowls, getting to the playoffs, getting deep into the playoffs, contending every year, knowing that your roster is here, but next year with the draft, we can get this player. Off season, trade deadline, we can grab this person. Trades, we can grab that person to get better. Dallas every year doesn't do that. To me, I think I'm helping Jerry Jones out. Because every year I at least buy 2 jerseys, and it's like, it's bad because, I do a post-game show every week, and next week I'll probably show you. I don't have them right now because they're in my my other office that I have at the house here. I think I'm the only one with a Tyron Smith jersey. I think I'm the only one with a Dat Nguyen jersey, and I know for one thing, I'm the only person probably out there. And if you're out there and you have one, send me a picture, Paul Spencer, 215 at iCloud, or Paul Spencer on Facebook, or, on Twitter at OOTBSE. That's our SENT, I'm sorry. Send me a picture of it. I have one jersey that I think I'm the only one person that has it. A number 17 jersey, Quincy Carter. Like I said, I have over 100 jerseys, but every time I buy a jersey, all I'm doing is putting money into Jerry Jones' pocket because he doesn't care about this team. They showed a picture of him in the press box when he was down, 14 points there. After Dak did the pick, he's just like looking around like, well, when we get back home, all the concession stands, all the parking revenue, all the jersey sales, all the ticket sales. I'm making millions of dollars every week. I can care less about my fans. Hey, Jerry, we deserve better, man. Cowboy fans deserve better. We all deserve better. The league deserves better, Jerry. The league deserves better. So, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Cowboys lose 31-14. Another disaster. 1-2 now on the season. So, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to actually go to watch the Giants. I haven't even seen the score of it. Anything can be better, right, than the Cowboys tonight. So, guys, my name is Paul Spencer on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. This is Cowboys Weekly post-game venting session. I don't want to call it a recap. I want to call it a venting session. So I always do a thing on my show called Final Thoughts. My final thoughts, man. 1-2. I had the Cowboys possibly being 2-1. 1-2. Last year we did shows, right? Everybody said, "What's the Cowboys record?" Had a lot of people say 12-5, 11-6, at worst 10-7. I said at best 9-8. And what did we finish last year, guys? 8-9, 7-10. I forgot. I don't even care last year. This year, the way it looks, offense can keep us in games but who knows what happens to CeeDee Lamb? We don't know if he's going to be hobbled. Is he going to be a week to week? We don't know. But my final thoughts, Cowboy Nation out there. Hey, stay true, man. If you're a true Cowboys fan, you believe it. Stay true. Don't jump ship. You know, we have a lot of people out there that I'm going to jump to the winning team. Man, I would never do that in my life. Never do that. I've been there since the best days to the worst days to the dark days where there is no looking up and seeing light. I've been there. But I will never jump ship no matter what. Never will. I will talk shit about this team. I will praise this team. And I will tell you the God honest, my opinion, truth about this team. But I will never jump ship. And Cowboy fans, one day, if you believe in the Easter Bunny and you believe in Santa Claus, there is always possible hope that one day we can all have a parade down in Dallas, right? Maybe. Who knows? But we will see. That's my final thoughts. So all Cowboy Nation, stay strong. We have another week. Hey, listen, we have 14 weeks left. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen. So, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. This is the Cowboys Weekly Cowboys Weekly Venting. So everybody out there, if you're listening, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere out there. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. I will be back on Tuesday night, NFC East War Room, where we have 4 teams, 4 hosts, 1 show. Have fun. And also Monday, if you like it, if you're an Eagles fan out there listening, check out the Sully Squad. They're on at 6 p.m. So we have a lot of shows on the network here. We have 15 live shows per week. So, guys, my name is Paul Spencer. Once again, thank you for tuning in on this beautiful, it's a blessed Sunday day. Let's put it that way, because we all have God in our lives. That's me. That's the only thing I'm proud of today is being a child, disciple of God. So until then, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Much love.
Game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no change, no walls to climb.